Hey, it's Dave Lindahl. Right now we're in Beaumont, Texas, and I'm standing in front of my apartment complex called the Town Oaks. It's 182 units. Well, actually it's a little bit more than that, and that's a story within itself, and I'll explain that in a minute. But how did we get this deal? Well, first of all, we created relationships with the real estate broker. We followed the 3 simple rules of relationships, which is to do what you say you're going to do, make doing business with you easy, and don't be a pain in the butt. And in doing that, they brought us this particular deal. Now, this property had been hit by a hurricane approximately 5 years ago, and it took the woman that was running the property, that owned the property, more than 2 years to get her insurance settlement. The property, car coming in, the property actually was at a 22 to 26% vacancy rate for almost that 2-year period. The poor woman was running out of money. She got to the point where she needed to sell. We were able to buy the property at 86% occupancy, so we bought based on actual numbers on a lower rate. I believe we paid $9.2 million for this particular property. I can't remember off the top of my head, it was about 2.5 years ago. But the special thing about it was the fact that the market was emerging at the time, so we were able to lease up very quickly. The rents were low at the time, so that was another value play. And there's one other thing, and I'm going to bring you over to it right now, that was an additional value play as well. So let's go there. Alright, before I show you what I wanted to show you, I want to tell you a funny story. As you can see behind me, this is a property that has townhouse style apartments, and it also has what we call garden style, which is the units on just one unit. When we were doing the property inspection, when my partner Justin and I were doing the property inspection, we actually walked into one of these units, walked through the door, and boom! We were hit by the absolute worst odor that we had ever smelled imaginable. And apparently there was a woman living in one of these apartments that owned 17 cats. And not only that, I think she saved everything for the last 10 years in her apartment. She had a path that went from the couch to the TV, to the refrigerator, and that was it. Her bedroom was just full of stuff. She slept on that couch, and it was a pretty bad situation. And she probably needed some help upstairs as well. So we got her some help, and we straightened the situation out. But what I wanted to show you was this building over here. This is a 4-unit we style. But when we bought this property, this was all burnt out. It was only a shell. So actually it wasn't burnt out. We were told that it was burnt out, and we were told that it was unsafe to go in there. Well, this property is 186 units. But we said, since it's completely burnt out, we're only going to base the purchase price on 182. Plus these 4 units weren't income producing anyways. Well, we worked our way in. Whenever we go to a property and you're doing your inspection, you always bring your hammer, you always bring a pair of pliers and different things so you can get in, screwdrivers, so you can get into units that you may not be able to get into. So we get in and we realize that the fire actually started here in this particular unit, went up inside of the ceiling, and then went over to the second unit, and then it pretty much stopped right there. So we had one unit that was completely burnt out. We had a second unit that was a little bit of fire damage, smoke damage on the bottom, but up above the rafters were fire damaged. And then unit 3 and 4 were completely clean. They were good. So really, all we had to do was spend approximately $27,000 to fix over here, and we have 4 income-producing units that are bringing in over $500 a month, which increased the value of the property immediately. So that was a hidden value play that you find in some of your deals.